Welcome back to ContentHub, the only YouTube channel worth watching. Today we're peeling back the glittery, sun-soaked facade of Los Angeles to reveal the grimy, pulsating truth underneath. You think you can just waltz into this city with your dreams and a positive attitude? Cute. That'll get you a shared room in a Van Nuys flophouse and a crippling avocado toast addiction. No, to make it here you need to be more than talented, more than lucky. You need to be a shark in a tank full of piranhas. A wolf in designer sheep's clothing. This isn't a city of angels, it's a city of angles, and you better know how to work every last one of them. So, you want the keys to the kingdom? You want the mansion in the hills, the G-Wagon in the driveway, and a verified checkmark that actually means something? Forget your morals, ditch your dignity, and for God's sake, stop being so nice. The path to success in this town is paved with broken promises, backstabbed friends, and a whole lot of questionable decisions made at 3 a.m. in a club you can't afford. It's a dirty game, but someone's got to play it, right? Might as well be you. Today, I'm giving you the playbook. The real one. The one they don't teach you in acting class or film school. This is the down and dirty, no-holds-barred, soul-crushing guide to clawing your way to the top of the LA food chain. So grab a notebook, silence your conscience, and get ready to take notes. Because we're about to dive into the top 10 sleaziest, most effective ways to make it in this glorious, godforsaken city. Let's get it. Alright, let's start with the basics. Rule number 1 in the LA jungle. Your friends are not your friends, they are assets. They are networking opportunities with legs. Got a buddy who's a PA on a big set? You're not his friend. You're the guy who's suddenly interested in his day, asking him to casually drop your headshot on the director's desk. Have a roommate whose cousin knows a C-list celebrity? Guess who's now a permanent fixture at their family barbecues, laughing way too hard at Uncle Jerry's terrible jokes. It's all about leverage, people. Every relationship is a transaction, every conversation a potential pitch. Think of your social circle as a pyramid scheme, and you're at the bottom trying to climb up. You don't get to the top by holding hands and singing Kumbaya. You get there by using the people above you as rungs on a ladder. Be strategic. Who can introduce you to whom? Who has access you don't? Milk every connection for all it's worth, and once they've served their purpose, don't be afraid to ghost. It's not personal, it's business. If they get mad, just call them a hater. In LA, betraying someone for a better opportunity isn't just acceptable. It's practically a rite of passage. Welcome to the big leagues. Let's talk about love. Just kidding. In LA, dating isn't about finding your soulmate. It's about finding your next career move. It's strategic, romantic alignment. Why waste your time on someone with a normal job when you could be dating an influencer with 1 million followers, a producer with a green light budget, or even just the son or daughter of someone vaguely important? Your dating profile shouldn't list your hobbies, it should list your target demographics. Think of every date as a business meeting, but with more awkward silences and the potential for a public breakup story that goes viral. It's a win-win. Your partner is your +1 to the parties you can't get into, your co-star for cringy couples content, and your ticket to a whole new level of clout. Are you actually into them? Who cares? The goal isn't a wedding, it's a feature in a gossip blog. It's getting tagged in their posts and siphoning off a few thousand of their followers. It's a symbiotic relationship where you provide arm candy and they provide access. Once you've gotten what you need, maybe a brand deal, a part in their friend's web series, or just enough reflected fame to stand on your own, it's time to consciously uncouple and move on to the next more influential target. Originality is dead. Authenticity is a marketing buzzword. In Los Angeles, perception is reality, which means it's time to become a master illusionist. You can't afford a Gucci belt? Buy a good knockoff and make sure the buckle is always front and center in your mirror selfies. Don't have a fancy car. Rent a Lambo for an hour, take 1,000 pictures in it from every conceivable angle, and then drip feed that content onto your Instagram for the next 6 months. Your apartment is a shoebox? No problem. Just sneak into the lobby of a luxury high-rise and take your woke up like this photos there. Nobody needs to know you got kicked out by security right after. The key is to construct a life online that bears absolutely no resemblance to your actual desperate existence. Post inspirational quotes about hustle while you're eating instant noodles for the 3rd time this week. Talk about your big meetings that are really just you crying in a Starbucks. It's all about creating an aura of success. People are drawn to winners, so you have to look like a winner long before you actually are one. Lie about your connections, your projects, your net worth. By the time anyone realizes it's all a sham, with any luck, you'll have faked it so hard that some of it has accidentally become true. You know what's better than positive attention? Any attention. In the content-saturated hellscape of LA, being nice and uncontroversial is a one-way ticket to obscurity. You need to be loud, you need to be obnoxious, and you need to start some drama. Find another creator in your niche and call them out for something completely meaningless. Accuse them of stealing your idea to use a certain font in their thumbnails. Start a rumor. Fabricate some beef. The dumber the conflict, the more people will eat it up. Your goal is to get your name in other people's mouths, even if they're saying you're a total scumbag. This isn't just about Twitter wars. Get messy in real life. Film yourself getting into arguments, accidentally leak some DMs, create a response video to a controversy you yourself manufactured. The cycle is simple. Create a problem, film the reaction, monetize the apology tour, and then do it all over again. People love a train wreck, so be the most spectacular, most unhinged, most watchable train wreck you can possibly be. The views will pour in, your subscriber count will jump, and the brands who say they hate drama will be sliding into your DMs with four-figure offers. It's the art of the fight, baby. Let's get one thing straight. Networking is just a fancy word for partying with a purpose. You're not going out to have fun. Fun is for civilians. You're on a mission. Every rooftop bar, every club opening, every house party in the hills is a battlefield. Your objective is to be seen, to be remembered, and to get your phone number into the contacts of someone who matters. This requires a potent cocktail of shamelessness, feigned confidence, and a very high tolerance for overpriced vodka sodas. You need to become a master of the drive-by conversation, dropping your name and your project before your target even realizes what's happening. Forget deep, meaningful connections. This is about quantity over quality. Bounce from group to group, a social butterfly on a cocktail of Red Bull and desperation. Laugh at jokes that aren't funny. Compliment terrible outfits. Your goal is to leave the party with a dozen new Instagram follows and a vague promise of we should totally connect. Will 99% of them lead to nothing? Of course. But it's that 1%, that one drunk producer who actually remembers you and calls you in for a meeting, that makes all the hangovers and soul-crushing small talk worth it. Your liver might hate you, but your career will thank you. Let's talk about metrics. In the digital age, you are what your profile says you are. And if your follower count is less than 5 digits, you might as well not exist. Do you think anyone in LA has the time to actually vet your audience for engagement and authenticity? Please. They take one look at that number next to your name and make a snap judgment. A big number means you're important. A small number means you're a nobody. It's that simple. So what do you do when your organic growth is slower than traffic on the 405? You cheat, you buy followers, go find a sketchy website, plug in your credit card information, and watch the magic happen as thousands of bots from a server farm in who knows where suddenly become your biggest fans. They won't like your posts, they won't comment, and they definitely won't buy your merch, but that's not the point. The point is the number. It's a vanity metric, sure, but in a city built on vanity, it's the only metric that matters. It's your digital peacock feather, your fake Rolex. It gets you past the velvet rope, it makes brands take a second look, and it gives you the illusion of influence until, hopefully, you can get some real influence to back it up. Do you have a burning desire to create something new, something that the world has never seen before? That's adorable. Now take that desire, lock it in a box, and throw it off the Santa Monica Pier. Originality doesn't get views. Trends get views. Your job isn't to be a pioneer. It's to be a fast follower. Your entire creative process should be scrolling through TikTok and Instagram to see what's popping off, and then, like, shamelessly ripping it off as fast as you possibly can. That dance challenge that's everywhere, do it. That stupid audio clip, use it. That video format that went viral yesterday, recreate it shot for shot. Don't waste a single brain cell trying to invent something. It's inefficient, and the algorithm won't reward you for it. The path is already paved for you by people with more creativity or, I don't know, just better luck. All you have to do is walk it. Change it just enough so you can claim it's your take on the trend, but not so much that it's unrecognizable. This is a copy-paste culture, and the best artists aren't creators, they're curators. Or more accurately, they're thieves. So stop trying to be an artist and start being an aggregator. It's less fulfilling, but way more profitable. In Los Angeles, you're not defined by who you are, but by who you know. Or more importantly, who people you know. This is where you master the subtle and not so subtle art of the name drop. Did you once stand behind a celebrity in line at Erewhon? You know, tell people, yeah, me and Leo were just chopping it up about sustainable grocery shopping the other day. Did a famous director's assistant once reply to your email with a polite, no, thank you? You can spin that into, just had some great back and forth with Spielberg's camp, lot of mutual respect there. We're trying to find the right project. The key is to create an ecosystem of implied intimacy. Refer to famous people by their first names. Talk about parties you weren't invited to as if you were the guest of honor. It's all about weaving a narrative where you are a peer to the powerful, a confidant to the famous. No one is ever going to fact check you because that would be awkward. They'll just nod along, impressed by your connections, and make a mental note that you're someone to watch. It's a confidence game. You're building a personal brand on a foundation of half-truths and complete fabrications, and in this town, that's just as good as the real thing. Once you've bought the followers, faked the lifestyle, and manufactured the drama, you have an audience. Congratulations. Now it's time to squeeze every last penny out of them. It doesn't matter what you sell, as long as you sell it with unearned confidence. Slap a generic logo on a cheap t-shirt made in a sweatshop and call it an exclusive merch drop. Promote a mobile game that's riddled with microtransactions. Partner with a company selling suspicious-looking wellness powders that probably just taste like chalk and regret. Your followers aren't people. They're consumers. They're a resource to be exploited. The pitch is always the same. I've been working on this for so long, you guys. This is something I truly believe in. This is for you, the fans who made this all possible. Lay it on thick. Create a false sense of scarcity with limited edition drops. It doesn't matter if the product is garbage. It doesn't matter if the brand is sketchy. What matters is the conversion rate. You're not just an influencer. You're a walking, talking billboard, a digital snake oil salesman for the 21st century. Your soul might feel a little bit emptier, but your bank account will be a whole lot fuller. Finally, the last and most important rule. To make it in LA, you have to embrace the grind. And I don't mean that cute, inspirational poster hustle culture. I mean the soul-crushing, mind-numbing, health-destroying grind. Sleep is for the weak. Weekends are a myth. Your only food groups are caffeine and ambition. You must be on 24/7, constantly creating content, constantly networking, constantly scheming. You're not a human being anymore. You're a content machine, a brand-building automaton powered by anxiety and a desperate fear of irrelevance. Every moment you're not working is a moment your competition is. You'll lose friends. You'll alienate your family. You'll forget what it feels like to have a hobby that can't be monetized. You'll stare at your reflection one day and see a hollowed-out husk with dark circles under its eyes. And you'll think, perfect, this lighting is great for a raw, vulnerable post about burnout. You have to sacrifice everything, your health, your relationships, your sanity, at the altar of fame. Because in the end, when you're standing on top of the pile, looking down at everyone else, the crippling loneliness and existential dread will all be worth it, right? So there you have it. The 10 Commandments for making it in the City of Broken Dreams. It's a blueprint for success, paved with bad intentions and questionable ethics. Is it a happy way to live? Absolutely not. Is it fulfilling? Don't make me laugh. But will it get you the fame, the money, and the validation you so desperately crave? You bet your soulless little heart it will. This city doesn't reward the good or the talented. It rewards the relentless, the ruthless, and the people willing to do what others won't. It's a race to the bottom, and the winner gets a mansion in Calabasas. Forget finding yourself. The goal is to invent yourself, to construct a persona so shiny and successful that no one bothers to look at the empty shell underneath. You came here with a dream, but dreams are for suckers. What you need is a strategy, a game plan for social warfare. This was it. This was the dark gospel of Los Angeles. Take these lessons, apply them with surgical precision, and watch as the doors start to open. The price is just a little piece of your humanity, and let's be honest, you weren't using it that much anyway. Now go out there and be the worst version of yourself possible. Make those morally gray choices, burn those bridges, climb that ladder of bodies all the way to the top. It's a dirty, disgusting, beautiful train wreck, and I can't wait to watch. Smash that like button if you're ready to sell your soul, and remember, if you can't make it in LA, you're just not toxic enough. See you in the next train wreck.